we're going to find the two angles between 0 and 2 pi, where tangent of theta equals negative root 3. Since we have root 3, we can put it root 3 over 1, and we know that tangent of theta is opposite over adjacent. That means that negative root 3 must be the opposite, and 1 must be the adjacent. If you go down to our 30, 60, 90 triangle, which is the one you use because it's the only one that has root 3 in it, you're going to circle root 3 and you're going to circle 1. So, root 3 is opposite of which angle? Root 3 is opposite 60 degrees and it is adjacent to 60 degrees. That makes our reference angle 60 degrees, or pi over 3, because 180 divided by 3 is 60 degrees. There are 4 places on the unit circle with a reference angle of 60 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and label those and count in radians. The first one is at 60 degrees, which is pi over 3, 1 pi over 3. If you go 60 more degrees, you have 2 pi over 3, and it has a reference angle of 60 degrees. 3 pi over 3 is here. We're going to go 1 more to 4 pi over 3, and it has a reference angle of 60 degrees. And then we're going to go 60 more degrees, and we have 5 pi over 3, and that is also 60 degrees. So all these are 60 degrees. Now we can draw the triangles for these 4 quadrants, and then we could label them. Since this is 60 degrees, by recalling our triangle over here, we know adjacent is 1, and the hypotenuse of all of these triangles are 2. And don't forget, the hypotenuse is always positive because of the Pythagorean theorem. So this is going to be 1 here, a length of 1 here. This length is going the negative direction, so it's negative 1. And then the opposite side is going to be root 3. So this one is root 3. This one is a positive root 3. This one is a negative root 3. And this one is a negative root 3. So now we have to find out which of these angles is going to give a negative root 3 over 1. So let's look at the signs of all of these numbers. Remember, tangent is opposite over adjacent, so we have to look at the opposite over the adjacent. So opposite here, this is a positive root 3 and a positive 1, so it cannot be quadrant 1. In quadrant 2, we do have a negative 1 and a positive root 3, so that would give us a negative value. So this quadrant gives a negative tangent and it works. In the next quadrant, in quadrant 3, we have negative and a negative, but don't forget, a negative root 3 over a negative 1 gives you a positive root 3, so this quadrant will not work either. And last but not least, we have in quadrant 4, we have a negative root 3 and a positive 1, so that also gives us a negative root 3. So this quadrant tangent will also be negative. So that means that the two angles are 2 pi over 3 and 5 pi over 3. This means that tangent of 2 pi over 3 gives us negative root 3, and tangent of 5 pi over 3 also gives us negative root 3.